my name is Madeline. So today I want to talk about my 1 month update with Gogokid. I actually hit this a few weeks ago, but I moved and then went on vacation, and so I'm making this a little bit late. I started working for Gogokid the end of June, and so my 1 month was the end of July. But I just wanted to talk about my first month with them, what it was like, what my initial thoughts with the company are. And so right when I got hired, I actually was sick, and so I had lost my voice, and I didn't open classes for my first few days, which I was a little bit nervous about, but it ended up working out okay. And so once I opened classes, it probably took about 2 days for me to get my first booking, and that was a no-show. And then my next one was my mentor class. So I had my mentor class, had a good experience with that, and then it was really slow bookings, but I was getting bookings. And I was opening from 3 p.m. until 9 p.m. Beijing time. And so I was just trying to do that because I knew I wasn't going to fully book up. I wasn't nervous about having to pull an all-nighter, but I wanted to open the spots because I was really fighting to get my 3 classes for the $300 new teacher incentive. And so I opened those spots, and I was getting very sporadic spots. So I was getting some peak time and some outside of peak time, but then all of them were no-shows. So my first 12 classes after my mentor class were no-shows. So I was starting to think, is this a scam? But it wasn't a scam. I eventually got my first booking that actually showed up. It was really crazy. I was actually probably almost 2 weeks in, and I had just had my 12 no-shows. And then finally, really early in the morning, I had one show up, and then during a peak time, I had one show up, and then I had one more show up. So I had my 3 in a row that showed up, and then I went back to no-shows for a little while. But I finally got those 3 that showed up, so I was able to get the $300 new teacher incentive. Of course, that's not guaranteed, but I was very grateful to get it. And then I started after that getting more bookings, and they actually started showing up. So I think it's just kind of luck of the draw of if your trial class shows up or not, especially at first with them being a new company and all these trials coming in. They don't have to show up, they're not paying, and so we don't really know if they're going to show up or not. But I did get the $300 new teacher incentive, and then I was on a roll after that. I started getting a lot of classes. So one thing that I really loved about the company too at first was this, the pay for your peak time spots, that 7 to 9 p.m. Beijing time. If you have those spots open but you don't book, you get 60% of your base pay. That actually really adds up. If you're at the lowest pay, you're still getting about $500 in the month. And I think that goes up to around $740 for the month if you have the highest pay. And so just having those spots open, I was getting paid. So I actually made way more than I thought I was going to. From those first 2 weeks where I wasn't getting booked during the peak times. So by week 3, I started to get a lot more bookings. I started to book my peak times completely, and I started to book the times outside of my peak time. So usually 5 p.m. Beijing time until 9 a.m. Beijing time, I was starting to book. And so I really was excited, but also I was getting those double bookings with VIP Kid. So I was opening at 24-hour short notice VIP Kid, and I was getting double pay for the spot, so I kind of missed that, but it is nice to start having students, and I've had a lot more start showing up as the month went on. I started completely, about 90 to 95% of what I opened were booking by the end of my first month, so that was really great. I know this story isn't the same for everyone, but that's where I was, and so I just wanted to share my experience. I found that now, even though I'm a little over a month, they are starting to show up more and more. So that's one positive thing that I've seen. The end of my first month, it was about 50-50 if they were going to show up or not. For curriculum, I taught mainly trials. And my first month, I had taught 2 core classes, and actually one of them didn't show up, which I thought was kind of odd. But I taught mostly trials. I really like it. I've been teaching VIP Kid for over a year, and so it's kind of fun to see different trials. I really like the mango banana one. I like Alex and his friends. I think that's a fun one. I've done the travel one, so all of the trial lessons I really enjoy. The students are just as sweet as with VIP Kid, and I haven't really had that many IT problems. I think one student I had difficulty hearing, and I typed in the box and was able to get help really fast, so that was really nice. I feel that communication with the company has gotten a lot better. When I was going through my application process, I had a hard time getting a response, but now that I'm a teacher, I hear back from them within 24 hours when I send them a ticket. So after my first month, I mainly came here because of that $300 new teacher incentive, and I wanted to see a new company from the start. And at the end of the first month, I've decided I'm definitely staying. I'm getting paid more than VIP Kids base pay, so that's really great. I love that they do have that 60% for trial no-shows, which is really nice because there have been a lot of those. And I think that the curriculum's great. The company's done a really good job communicating with me, and I feel all the teachers in general, everything that we've said has been heard. So I really appreciate that with the company. And so I love Gogokid. I definitely recommend it. So if you would like to apply or have any questions, my information's down below. If you do use my link to apply, make sure to comment or shoot me an email and let me know that you use my link. That way I can send you the documents that I've made for my referrals to help them be successful in the Gogokid interview process. And as always, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.